What's up, everybody? It's Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. So let's get into this. Now, let me just put this out of the way. I kind of have the flu, so that's why I sound like this. I might have a little cough in here and there or something. So, a little heads up. Moving on from that. By the way, link in the description where you could go watch the series. So, yeah. Now, before watching this anime, I saw small clips of it and here and there, and I remember seeing somewhat, hearing about it and all that, because this anime, from, I believe, 2004-ish, only 2000 to say, right? And this is one that I would say is, I feel, I brought this up a couple of times during my reviews, but I would say it is this kind of, the way I found like the title and, all about more of that is how I found out about Kawakai Chaozu no Takagi-san, another anime I reviewed. I heard about it and then I saw some small clips and then boom, I watched it. So that's basically the process of how I found this and I'm here right now. So yeah. Now, before watching this anime, I saw, in my opinion about character-wise, is the only character I knew really, kind of, is Haruhi herself. She was the type of girl, now I'm gonna tell you, just describe the character, how I felt now, like before and after, basically. Okay, I'm coming out and say she just looked like an evil character. Okay, she looked like the type of girl to just beat the hell out of everyone. Okay, she really did not care. She'd do anything she wants, and nothing's gonna happen to her. Now, in a way, I am correct. She is a evil character, I would say. Like like trying to conquer the world or some crazy stuff like that. But she is not a nice. She's a nice character, but in a way of she could be a little bossy at times, a little bit not control freak, I think that's what they call, likes to have control over stuff. And yeah, she is nice. She shows her nice side, I would say. And, that's how I would describe her, Now, the other characters, let's talk about characters in general. Yuki Nagaro, man, she is one character that I would say is top on my favorite list. If I was going to make a list of favorite characters in this series. Now, what was the name? Kayon? Which is basically the male main character. He was okay. He was okay. Oh yeah, his sister was a nice character. Let's see. What was that other girl? Mikuro? I think. Yeah, I liked her too. She was more like a cute girl character, and that's how I describe the main characters. Now, these characters all together, I would say they make a good team, You got the serious one, you got the funny one, little cute one doing her thing, whatever. And yeah, now, how I would say is, she is pretty manipulative, how when it comes to doing stuff she wants, like if she wants something, she'll either manipulate or create a scenario, which is create a false scenario and try to make that look like a negative so she could get what she wants. An example of this is in the computer, when she wants a computer from the computer club, and she basically makes it look like they are going after a female, which is Mikuru, now because of YouTube, I don't want this video to be like, age restricted. We all know the word. So, yeah. So, voice-wise, like actors. Now, I enjoyed the acting of the voice because an anime I recently saw of the small clips was Ghost Ghouls, I think it was, or something like that. And that voice acting is like a rabbit saying, pet me, and it has a deep voice. So, yeah, I would say it's important to have, the character voices fitting the character, you know what I mean? And in this anime, I think it really does do that. And yeah, it was very cool, in my opinion. Each one had their own, role, and the scenario of it is, let me just say real quick, is basically they're in like this time loop like of life that they repeating the same week over and over. So that was the first, a few episodes, and then later on it felt like a natural thing, like life itself just took over. So I'm gonna be real. I did not really enjoy it. Kind of got a little bit old, but then later on, they started doing other stuff, and but it was interesting at first. Don't get me wrong. The time loop, let's call it, or life loop. The week gets reset or whatever. So in my opinion, it's basically them doing the same exact things with different outcomes here and there. And I think that was somewhat interesting because even though the main, topic didn't change that much, like what they did kind of changed because, for example, they'll do three things with one new thing. It seemed more like in that way. You know what I mean? Imagine doing three things the whole week and changing one or two things. So that's kind of how it came out for me. So it was somewhat interesting. So that's how I would put it. Now, when we're talking about the characters itself, now I would say, it does have somewhat of a fighting at some point, and I would say Yuki, this is where she shined, and she was more like, I was saying Yuki Nagato, Nagato was more of a character. I think she is one I really, really enjoyed watching because besides doing the fighting stuff and proving that she is, she could handle her own, and besides being independent, smart, and more, she was more of an interesting character. But she was quiet. She knew what's going on. She lived each day. It was revealed she lived each day, every single time the world was reset, and it was more like a character I would say knew a lot. Like a lot, because there was this one point where they were losing because they find out they're hacking, right? So what she does is she manipulates the computer's algorithm, hacking and doing whatever, and then I think it's the algorithm. I'm not that sure. I don't do computers, but moving on from that, basically she hacked it and boom, she wins, and in my opinion, that was a funny moment. yeah, man. I enjoy this, man. This anime was one of those animes which I would say I recommend. It does have some Easter eggs. I saw, for example, in episode 13 I wrote down, there's a Pikachu mask, and Nagato got another mask, put it on the side of the head, and then just was like, hey, look. And yeah, I expected, some episodes, I would say is one of those episodes that I was like, this is a funny anime, like one of those animes I would really recommend due to some of the episodes. And I would say if you cut out like maybe there was I think one or two episodes that was like that would cut out because, for example, the last big episode, instead of going out big, basically it's I think it was the last episode. Basically it was you have this shot of, I think it was Nagato. I should have reviewed it yesterday when it was fresh in my brain. Goddamn. But yeah, it was this frame shot, and then I heard, while watching reviews of this, I was like, do people talk about this? Is this like a thing? So I was like, oh, it's one of those animes. Basically, what I heard from other anime reviewers is, this is an anime which says, it comes out, it's not released in order you should watch it in. And then I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. I do that later on. So, in my opinion, I think this anime is a anime I would recommend because it has interesting characters. It is good plots, and I would say all out. When it comes to fighting scenes, yeah, it doesn't have a lot of it, but I would say it was a nice one. One of the favorite characters I would say that should have had a little bit more, and I hear in the movie she does have it, is Nagato. because she is badass, and I do enjoy her character for what it is. And also, another thing I enjoy is, you know, which I don't understand. No, because you know how some animes have like that, like they say something like, for example, like this one has Gundam. They have to censor it, but you still hear it. It's one of those, you know. But yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just kind of like, why even say it if you gonna censor it? So that's the only thing and this is not the only anime. Lucky Star does this a lot. So yeah, with that being said, that's all I have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me in the comments, what do you think? Did you watch this? Do you like this anime? And yeah, maybe I will review the movie maybe after the other anime, the next anime I watch. With that being said, until next time, bye.